Welcome one, welcome all. The pregame show on the CCIW network alongside my broadcast colleague Justin Coorigan. I'm Peter Ferreri. The Cardinals of North Central, 9-7 overall. And in conference play, North Central sits 3-2. They will be taking on the Firebirds of Carthage College, 4-0 overall in conference play, undefeated, 15-2 on the overall record. One of the two losses at home, one out of the two away. Justin, Carthage, for all intents and purposes, there is a reason they're number one in the nation. There's a reason they haven't lost since the 13th of February in a non-conference matchup, and there's a reason they're number one in the conference.
Yeah, they're taking care of the ball on all ends of the floor, from the service line to serve receive and everything in the middle, at the attack line, at the BIC. They're controlling the tempo, making the defensive stops they need to, and they're just playing great volleyball all together right now. Everything's coming together at the right time.
As we look at the statistics, starting with the Firebirds of Carthage College, presented by the Pullman Auto Stores of the greater Kenosha area. It's a lot of ones, it's a lot of twos. Digs per set 5, but that's secondary because they're getting so many blocks. They're top in the conference for opponent hitting percentage. They're top in the aces. They're top in the hitting percentage. It's one of those seasons right now, Justin, and it's fun to watch.
Absolutely. Digs per set being that low, that's not so much a case of they don't play good defense on the back row. It's they don't have a lot of opportunities to dig a ball because their offense takes that first touch and makes that first opportunity go so well. Otherwise, they're making plays at the net and forcing the other team to make their mistakes. So that 9.98 digs per set is not as worrying as you might think.
Let's look now at the statistics for the visiting Cardinals of North Central College, once again presented by the Pullman Auto Stores of Kenosha. Hitting and kills a bit down, but they're doing pretty good on the defensive side. Third in blocks per set and first in digs, so albeit the net presence isn't exactly what they want, they're doing a good job returning the play, returning the favor, and that's what's allowed them to be 3-2 in conference play. This is a team that can make some noise as the conference of the CCIW continues.
Absolutely, and this has been kind of a slower start than we're used to from a North Central team, but they're only a few wins strung together away in these next couple weeks from being a real threat to the rest of the conference as we approach CCIW tournament time.
Let's look now at our players to watch, brought to you by the Doctors of Physical Therapy. Starting with North Central College's number 8, Jeff McEachern. Jeff hails from Las Vegas, Nevada, the 6'2 outside hitting senior. 142 kills, 2.18 kills per set. He's hitting 161, but the big one we talked about, leading the team at the service line with 12 service aces to 24 errors. Not to mention, he's got some good dig numbers. He's got some good numbers at the net. He's kind of their all-around player. And again, number 8, Jeff McEachern.
Yeah, he's kind of their Swiss Army knife. Takes care of the ball on all ends of the floor. Gets effective points everywhere he plays. It's going to be an interesting thing to see if can he control the tempo for North Central and make the plays on the offensive end to keep them in this one.
On the flip side, we talk about the presence of the net, the presence of those in the middle, and who else but Ruben Emmerich, the switch from Middleton, Wisconsin, to be that middle blocker position. One of the best in the conference, one of the best in the nation at the service line. Brought to you by the Doctors of Physical Therapy. Ruben Emmerich is truly one of the best.
At 25 blocks on the year, 33 blocks on the year, averaging just under 1%. Really been controlling that line, and it's that Carthage front block that has been really effective, and that's been when they've been at their best, is when that triple block is in sync and making the play.
Speaking of some of the best in the nation, Ruben Emmerich, Ryan Morey, both earning conference's hitter and setter of the week. Of course, they've led the Firebirds to a 427 hit percentage. The two leaders, Morey, Emmerich, and company. What a season the Birds are having.
Absolutely, and Ryan Morey's been just an absolute field general for this Firebirds team, able to put the ball where it needs to be to the right hitter in each situation, and also being able to attack himself. A 6'7 setter is absolutely lethal at this level from the front row. He's able to dump it, he's able to take a swing, and again, he's able to put it where it needs to be, whether it's to an Emmerich, to a Ben Heiss, to an Owen Hendricks.
We'll take a timeout, send it over to public address announcer Eric Elger on the CCIW Network.
Please direct your attention to the American flag located at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin, a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. Now at this time, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now for the starting lineups. Tonight's match between the North Central Cardinals and your Carthage Firebirds. First, let's meet the Cardinals. Starting at libero, the 6-foot junior from Oak Park, Illinois, number 1, Jonathan Brown. At setter, the 6-foot freshman from San Antonio, Texas, number 7, Angelo Delgado. At outside hitter, the 6'2 senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, number 8, Jeffrey McEachern Jr. At outside hitter, the 6'4 junior from Litchfield, Arizona, number 14, B.K. Bartlett. At middle blocker, the 6'6 sophomore from Plainfield, Illinois, number 24, Chris Machtel. At opposite hitter, the 6'4 senior from Downers Grove, Illinois, number 26, Brandon Morales. And at middle blocker, the 6'7 fifth year from Frisco, Texas, number 27, Mitchell Hester. The head coach of the Cardinals is Kevin Costera, assisted by Tyler Donovan, Nathan Anderson, and Vince DiCosola. And now, fans, it's time to meet your Carthage College Firebirds. Starting an outside hitter, 6'4 junior from West Aurora High School, from North Aurora, Illinois, number 2, Owen Hendricks. At center, a 6'7 senior from St. Francis High School, hailing from Redwood City, California, number 6, Ryan Morey. At middle blocker, the 6'3 senior from Middleton High School in Middleton, Wisconsin, number 12, Ruben Emmerich. opposite hitter, a 6'6 junior from Middleton High School in Middleton, Wisconsin. Number 13, Ben Heiss. At middle blocker, a 6'5 sophomore from Middleton High School in Middleton, Wisconsin. Number 14, Hudson Schweitzer. And outside hitter, a 6'5 senior from Muskego High School in Muskego, Wisconsin. Number 16, Ryan Barnes. And at libero, a 6' sophomore from Olentangy Liberty High School from Powell, Ohio. Number 10, Austin Mallory. The head coach for your Firebirds is J.W. Kiekefer. Coach Kiekefer is assisted by Matthew Pilch, David Marcus, Omar Rivera, Blake Rosen, Zach Nolan, and Ryan Jolowinski.
And welcome one, welcome all. It's time for NCAA men's volleyball. The number one team in the nation, the Firebirds of Carthage College, 15-2 overall, undefeated in CCIW play. Welcome the other Redbirds of the Cardinals of North Central College, 3-2 in conference play, 9-7 overall. Justin Coorigan, Peter Ferreri, let's roll through the starting lineups on the CCIW matchup of the Battle of the Birds. Brown Delgado alongside Bartlett, Mactall, Al Morales, Hester, head coach Kevin Costura with the big one, the outside hitter, number 8, McEachern Jr., Jeffrey Kama, outside hitter, number 8. Keep an eye on him. For the flip side, for the Firebirds of Carthage College, Hendricks, Maury, Mallory, libero, Emmerich on the outside, and middle, Heiss Schweitzer, your middle blocker, alongside Ryan Bart's head coach J.W. Kiekefer, two-time national champion. The last time they met, Justin, Carthage wasn't number 1 in the nation, but in the Battle of the Birds, it was a 5-setter, and it was a North Central victory, 3-2, March the 19th of last year, almost a year to the date. Why does that matter? Is this coaching staff, these teams, these players for North Central, doesn't matter who's on the other side of the court, they know they can win. They've done it before.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a pivotal game for both sides. Last game of the first half of conference play. Starting Saturday, they'll flip and start the conference schedule over for the back half, and it is an absolute dead sprint to the conference tournament.
Well, you're a runner, so you like sprinting places.
Oh, no, I go far. I don't go fast.
With that being said, we appreciate you being with us on the CCIW network this Wednesday night in Kenosha. It's going to be a fun one. Again, the last time they met, it was a 5-setter. Carthage took the first, North Central the second and third, Carthage 4, North Central in 5, and it's been before that a 15-6 overall run for the Firebirds. Carthage, however, 10-1 all time at home against North Central, so they were on a 10-match home win streak until last year. And I don't want to say any susceptibilities, but Justin, if you are North Central, I don't want to say even you're playing with house money, take away any cliche, you know that you have the wherewithal, you know you have the players, you have a lot of underclassmen, but you got the seniors like Al Morales, you have the seniors like Davis, you have the seniors like McEachern that can make it happen and did a year ago. So we will play on here. Serve underway. Carthage left to right with the Blacks. The Cardinals, the same color setup in the visiting Reds. Out of play, no touch. Carthage gets the first point.
It looks like North Central wasting no time going to the green card there. They want to say that the ball hit the court before it hit the hand of Mallory.
Well, and might as well welcome everybody into the replay booth. We are very fortunate this year in the CCIW that at this Division III conference, the challenges are considered official, and so we are going to be looking right in. So our fully student-produced broadcast here on the CCIW network, we are going to join the officials courtside and see exactly what they're looking through when it comes to this challenge. And Justin, no better time than now. If you think it's close, if you think there's an opportunity, I agree, why not? You don't want to start out in a situation like, yeah, maybe you want to use it later on for a timeout purpose, but you know if you're North Central, hey, you think you got it? Use it.
Yeah, and with the way the rules are, you get 3 in a match, and if you get it right, you keep it. So let's take a look at it now. We're looking at whether it hits the hand of Mallory. And I think the Firebirds are going to catch a break, at least from this angle, that Ryan Morey was in a perfect position to kind of block the view. And the way the rule stands, and we'll see here maybe a better angle from behind the Carthage service line. That's hard to tell from there if the hand got under the ball before it hit the floor. This might be one where there's not enough certainable evidence to overturn the call.
Yes, so it's got to be a definitive answer. Now, they do have the ability, the luxury, zoom in, zoom out, but what we see here, it's hard to tell on the pancake. Ryan Morey right in the way, so you got to have conclusive evidence to overturn one way or the other. So with that being said, may not see it on that vantage point. Netcam wouldn't necessarily show it because here, here's a zoom in shot again with Ryan Morey right in the spot. It almost favors that of the Firebirds. We might see that hand point down for inconclusive.
They're going to overturn it. Okay.
There it is. So, not sure what the conversation is, but that's why the challenges exist and the point flips to North Central. You just want to get it right.
And I think from the in real-time view we had from up here, I think that's the right call.
Mm-hmm. And the volleyball gods always say, those who get the point on a challenge, the other player will get it on the opposite time. That's not a real thing. I made it up. But nonetheless, it happened right there.
I believe the kids say, ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. I said mid today while I was walking in, and somebody gave me a stare. So apparently mid is already an antiquated term. Pass to keep it alive on the free ball. Morey sets, Bick down, Bart's kill. Point. Two your score here on the CCIW network. We appreciate you being with us. Back to serve with the lead. Left-hand dump attempt. Emmerich not able to get it up. Kiekefer gets a punch underneath it. We're tied at 2 apiece.
Taking a page out of Ryan Morey's book there with the center dump. Perfectly executed. Carthage able to get a touch on it, but not enough to keep it controlled.
North Central, arguably the closest college to where you grew up, Justin? Geographically speaking?
Elmhurst and Wheaton are technically slightly closer.
Oh, okay.
They're
My apologies.
Each about 10-minute drives. North Central's about 20.
Oh, man.
So it was actually quite fun.
Way off.
During the pandemic, when I was having to train on my own so much, during that time when I was having to run on my own so much, it was almost a perfectly 9-mile loop around Elmhurst football field and a 10-mile loop around Wheaton's. Almost to the dot for both of them. So it kind of made for a nice little visit my CCIW friends while training and getting my time in.
6 years ago this week, the world turned on its head. But nonetheless, this game continues on. 3-3 your score. Way over the back line service error for North Central. Point for Carthage. I do appreciate, as you notice in the background, the coaching staff for Carthage really starting to look alike on the sideline. I had to double take the shirt, the belt, the pants, the kicks. I mean, mirror images of one another. Justin, I can't tell them apart.
It seems like that's a commonality with Coach Kiekefer and his graduate assistants, or his assistants in general, that if you're standing up with him, you look like him. I wonder if that's a way of him saying, hey, you're going to look like me so I can approve of what I look like myself.
diversified approach right now. Carthage only 1 kill so far out of their 5 points. 3 out of the 4 for North Central by way of the kill. And North Central with another gimme. The hop serve for the Cardinals. Bartz, Maury, over the middle, through the woods, kill. Ruben Emmerich delivers yet again. Ryan Maury back at the service line now for the Carthage College Firebirds. Maury, 457 assists, 5 aces. The all-around type of player that Kiekefer has this season. A little bit of miscommunication. Falls in the donut hole. And that far pin, a rare mental error for Carthage.
Yeah, just some miscommunication there between Mallory and Bartz. I think that's probably you want to see Mallory go get that ball as a libero, set up Bartz there for the swing. Just got to talk that one through a little bit more as a team.
Hop serve. Maury on the spot. After the pass from Emmerich, overpass, down. Thought about the second touch. Looks for the tool, gets it. McEachern, high IQ volleyball play, and Coach Kiekefer getting heated up about that one, because again, Ruben Emmerich had a wide open second shot, hit it right to where all the red kits were. And by kits, I mean jersey, soccer in my head sometimes. It's all right, play it off. North Central with the lead, but it just recycled the opportunity for North Central.
You're just prepping for the World Cup there, that's all.
That's it. A left hand for Heiss. Left side, Heiss down again, returns the favor on the tool.
We say it all the time, Ben Heiss, an absolutely sky-high IQ as far as where to hit the volleyball at any given time. Seems like he finds the hole more than most players you see at this level.
No, the story is my daughter earlier today was asking me the tales of the Azzurri Italy national soccer team, and I just haven't flipped that switch yet apparently, but we digress. North Central, we mentioned, they know what it takes to beat this Carthage College Firebird teams, and you see it early, and then, of course, early on in set 1, it's not going to be 8-0 by any stretch of the imagination. You hit conference play, it's a whole new ball game. Maury, back set, left hand down. Heiss keeps it in. Carthage ties it at 8.
And there it is again, that high IQ. He goes up like he's about to hit with the right hand and then turns mid-air, rotates those shoulders and gets the tip with the left right over the double block and into no man's land.
Fan favorite, Ruben Emmerich. Service error. That's one of those situations too, Ruben Emmerich, one of the arguably most aggressive at the service line in the nation. If it falls, I mean, it's just pain on the opposing side, but this year it's been one of those situations where when it's good, it's good. Bartz up, Maury gets it quickly over the top to Schweitzer. Double block, set at the spot, playable, Mallory, Maury, Heiss 1v1, good deflection for the Cardinals. Pass too far by number 7, Angelo Delgado, the freshman setter, tied at 9.
It's a great sequence there from Schweitzer, both on the offensive and defensive end, got several touches on it.
Left hand from the Bick, touches a few hands on the way. North Central regains the lead by 1. You know, and something to note, when we had our broadcast this weekend, Justin, with former all-conference player Rachel Allman-Haw, you know, I asked her about the taping of Bartz, and she said, well, based on how it's taped, that's why I love, you know, when we have the opportunity, you on the call, Rachel on the call, Chandler on the call, that one double blocked out of play tool for North Central. As she said, the fact that it still has that single digit on the right thumb not taped allows for him to still do what he needs to do in terms of that either the top spin kill. She said now it will affect the way he's able to block because you can't get the wrist to do what you want on the blocking side of things, but shouldn't affect much of the hitting. Nonetheless, it's a 12-9 lead right now for North Central, and Coach J.W. Kiekefer utilizing timeout number 1. And Justin, if anybody's interested in traveling to the game, we're going to mix it up. Badger Bus is the way to get here.
For over a century, Badger Bus has provided safe and reliable transportation between Wisconsin and Minnesota. Whether for work, school, or a big game, Badger Bus ensures comfortable travel with daily routes, charter services, onboard Wi-Fi, and professional drivers. Experience why generations trust the red and white buses. Learn more at badgerbus.com and book your next trip today.
These last few points by North Central, of course, won by error at the service line, but then kill, McEachern, kill, service ace by, by Delgado. It's a mixture. It's not just, okay, well, we're going to stop McEachern on the far side. He gets the first point, but then it's a kill across the board. It's a diversified approach. It's fun to see, especially with Amorales, what he's able to do. So Coach Kikever, smart thing. Let's just call it timeout and regroup.
Yeah, and I think there was just a little bit there, too, of the communication seemed off for Carthage on their end. They weren't reading how North Central was moving the ball, which, to North Central's credit, they were moving the ball incredibly well and efficiently. But also, I think there, too, there was a little bit of a momentum swing where Carthage just wasn't getting the bounces to go their way. The blocks were landing out. The serves were catching the inside of the line. Sometimes that's just let's try and get the momentum shift with a coach's point here.
Now back at that point of the game, should Carthage be able to find a way to tie, North Central could be subject to a timeout, and that is indeed the coach's point favoring the Carthage College Firebirds. Carthage back to within 2. Hendricks, quiet start to this first set for him. Near pin, left hand, stays in hard. Oh, and Hendricks can't get there, but again, in an isolated position, he was one of the only few players a foot or two behind that 10-foot line, so great placement by North Central. Set far pin, Bart's down, playable. Hendricks on the spot that time along. Morey back sets the lefty up over the top. Net violation called against North Central. So the ability for Carthage to keep the rally alive that time favored them, forcing the error in the net for North Central.
And that was just an unfortunate circumstance. It looked like McEachern just kind of landed lopsided and fell into the net following the swing. Completely unforced error for the Cardinals.
Power left hand Joey Kolwitz is coming into the game now, being one of the rotational servers. Doing a great job, and again, the mindset always, hey, you give me one good serve out of your time, point done. Joe Kolwitz, again, your rotational setter, but now number 1 off the bench as your serve specialist, and does get that 1 out of 2. Justin, the Firebirds mascot, is here, already causing terror to the fans.
Of course.
It's walking through the bleachers right now. I'd be nervous, but that's just me.
They are very difficult suits to move in.
What do you mean suits? What do you mean suits?
I'm not saying Ember's in a suit, but other inferior mascots are suits. This is, of course, a bird that has flames coming out of his ears. And he beats the old mascot of my days here of Torchy.
Yeah.
May Torchy rest in peace.
Sky point for Torchy. Ember's here. Off the rafters, say on the near side, lefty down, point for North Central. Every time Carthage gets close, North Central able to finish up shop. Serving now, Brandon Morales out of Downers Grove, Illinois. Transfer from Benedictine. So he stayed in the aviation family for colleges. Eagle to Cardinal, kill Hendricks.
Also didn't have to transfer far, about 6 to 10 blocks, given which way you take.
You know, and sometimes the amount of college athletics that you and I are around, Justin, sometimes you just need a fresh start. Just want to change your pace. Maybe something happens. I'm never opposed to the ability for the players to have their opportunity. Uppercut, Hendricks. Mallory gets it to Heiss, back row. Playable. Near pin. Nice up. Heiss down. Good up. In the back row, longest rally of the day. Huge up by the Cardinals. At the net, point North Central. Johnny Brown, the libero out of OPRF High School, kept that rally alive.
Absolutely incredible work on the defensive end. Every time Carthage seemed to have a way to put it away, North Central found a way to punch right back.
High back set, Heiss through. Looked like there was a touch. Not quite sure if they're going to call for it. They're not. Clearly it didn't happen. Clearly it's a 3-point lead once again for North Central. Opportunities at hand now for Carthage. They got within one a few times. Is there a touch? No, there is not. That's going to be a timeout by J.W. Kike for 4-point lead for North Central. It was 12-9 the last time around. This time a 4-point lead. The Cardinals 2 away from the red zone. And we're going to ask this time around about BCU Credit Union.
At BCU Credit Union, we empower individuals to achieve financial freedom. As a member-owned, not-for-profit credit union serving Chicago and Wisconsin, we offer services like checking accounts, savings, mortgages, and financial planning. Join us at bcu.org and experience a better way to bank.
18-14 your score. Carthage hitting 263. North Central, Justin, 500. We mentioned there's certain categories that were going to favor Carthage. That was not one that was going to favor North Central. It is right now. They are spreading the defense thin of Carthage. They're allowing them to make their service errors. 4 service errors apiece right now. 1 ace for North Central, so the aces aren't falling as much, and the assists are a bit quicker. The digs are much more efficient out of the back row. So right now, a very, very good start. Here's the biggest differential, Justin. This goes back to what you said in the pregame. 9 digs for North Central, 4 for Carthage.
Absolutely, and that's also something where, on the flip side of what I was saying in the pregame show, this is where North Central's doing a great job of finding their spots when they're getting their opportunities. Yes. They're finding those corners. They're figuring out how to hit around the block or through the block in a way that is throwing Carthage off in a way that we haven't really seen in recent history.
5 kills leads the charge for either team. McEachern. Service error. So both times the timeout by Kike for called yielded a service error by the Cardinals. It's so wild to me because I've been blessed enough to call college volleyball now. This is year number 15. And then you can say 16 if you add in the JUCO time. But the reason I say that is it never changes. You call a timeout, there's a high chance that the other team is going to have a service error. It's wild.
It's very much like icing the kicker in football.
Yeah.
Like there's just something about it mentally that extra time to sit and think about it is psychologically just too much to handle sometimes from the service line.
Back row, good up. Left hand over the top. Left hand, Heiss gets the tool off to the perch.
Just like that, Birds back within 1, a 3-0 run here. And a timeout for the Cardinals.
I was wondering when that was going to happen. We said the last timeout, if they get close enough, it might be a timeout. They let it be within 1. Didn't quite get the tie. With that being said, Justin, 18-17, Cardinals up over the Firebirds. If somebody's interested in applying to Carthage, come in here, join in the party. What do they got to do?
They should take the next step in your educational journey with Carthage College. The admissions process is simple, whether you're an undergraduate, transfer, graduate, or international student. Visit carthage.edu/apply for details or contact our admissions team at 800-351-4058. Once again, that's 800-351-4058. or email admissions@carthage.edu. We look forward to welcoming you to the Firebird family.
Past few points all started with the coach's point, Justin, that service error by McEachern of all people, and then an attack error by North Central, and then a kill by Ben Heiss. Carthage back within one. Now, question remains, can they get off a clean serve and not be cursed by what we have seen so far in both timeouts today?
And you got to wonder, what's the mindset here and what's the direction from Coach Kiekefer for Emmerich at the service line? We've seen him miss a few already today, but that aggressive serve, as you mentioned, when it's on, it's great. Is this a get the ball in serve, or is this go for the ace serve?
Clean pass, almost an ace. Maury, middle, overpass again. Third time, down, high up. Back set for the Cardinals, off the tip, playable. Bartz, good rotation now. Can Hendricks find the gap? Not able to do so in that time. From the Bick with the left hand, Cardinals get the point, not your stereotypical coach's point. Outstanding serve, but again, the digs, the back row possessions and touches by the Cardinals to keep the rally alive.
No, we've seen it a couple of times now, and you mentioned that taped hand of Ryan Bartz. He doesn't seem to be as clean with his first touch in the back row right now, and it's kind of setting Carthage up for a little bit of failure on the offensive end. He's so crucial off the Bick.
Lead back to 3. So it was 18-17, timeout was called. Yeah, and another thing, Justin, as we've learned, the coaches are, again, much smarter than myself. Sometimes what they do is when they see who's at the service line, in that circumstance, being Schweitzer, they said, okay, well, being Ruben Emmerich, all right, well, earlier in the game he had an error, so maybe he might have one again. Miscommunication at the front. Schweitzer that time around doesn't make the touch. Kiekefer and co. out of timeouts. North Central 4 away from taking set 1.
At this point, if you're Kiekefer, you almost got to search for something you can logically throw the green card up for if you want to take some time.
Maury through the rafters. Hendricks looks back corner. Good accuracy, finding the lane. That's 1. North Central still has a timeout in their pocket if they need it.
Not seeing the Firebirds have to play from behind this early.
Correct.
Very often.
Ever this season, it seems. Because more times than not, even in defeat, they're very successful in set 1.
Might have to go back to the trip to New Jersey to see a set like this.
I mean, you even think about it, Justin, it's in some of their losses, you and I have been on the call, they might be up 20-15, had that lead, and it's just navigating where they got to go. So kind of uncharacteristic set 1, the Carthage College Firebirds. That is not to take away from how great a match North Central has played. They, of course, have come to play, forcing the hand of Carthage out of system. Back set, left hand touch, point. North Central 23-18, 2 away from set 1 on the road.
The Cardinals are unable to do anything wrong right now. They are playing at such a high level of volleyball. It's been fun to watch this opening set for the Cardinals.
Service error for North Central. Now, the Carthage College Firebirds have one more run in them to make set 1 very interesting.
Still a timeout in the pocket of Castura.
Hendricks. Nice pickup along the back. By Brown, the pass by Brown, kept it alive. Set 1 point, Cardinals. Set left side, powering through. Bartz falling away, kept it alive. Brown with the up. Left pin. Tools it out of play. North Central with as a convincing set victory as we've seen against the #1 ranked Carthage College Firebirds all season. Justin, the Cardinals have come to play.
I was going to say, this is not sure anyone had this on their bingo card, but the Cardinals are here, and we will play at least 4, maybe 3 sets tonight if things keep going the way of the Cardinal.
We'll
but
find
the
out.
Firebirds will need 4 to get a win.
Yes, they will. We'll be back on the CCIW Network. Welcome back to the CCIW Network's coverage of NCAA men's volleyball. The number 1 ranked in the nation, Carthage College Firebirds falling in set 1, 25-19. Let's see what happens in set number 2. Justin Coorigan, Peter Ferreri, Eric Elger on the PA. And talk me through it, Justin. I mean, I don't want to say surprised because as we mentioned in the pregame, North Central knows what it takes to beat this team. They did it last year. Yeah, there's some different pieces, but for the most part, you take out an Owen Otto, you put in Ryan Bartz, and you take out a Cholowinski, you put in Emmerich, but still same players that have seen the court, and North Central just spread Carthage thin.
Absolutely. They did a perfect job of moving the ball around, and it was I think for Carthage, it was about as much of a Murphy's Law set as you could get. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Back set, left hand, tool through. And that's the start the Carthage College Firebirds needed.
Ice has been the shining light for the Firebirds so far in this one, now up to 5 kills already. Got to keep working through him if you want to get back on track.
The boomstick of Emmerich almost sends it out of play. Picked up by B.K. Bartlett. Carthage gets another one, and I will say with the fervor of these first 2 kills, this is a Carthage College team that did not like the result of set number 1. And one thing we hear from the staff and fans is Coach Kiekafer, He has very direct words when situations like that occur. Brought back into play, Delgado. Heiss with the up. Out of play, no touch. But again, Carthage came away swinging. North Central gets the point out of play.
Carthage is taking good swings right now. They're just not finding their spots, and it's kind of uncharacteristic from what we've seen in this Firebirds team. They're usually very good about finding that inside line, finding the corner, finding the hole. It's just not happening right now.
Serve over by Evan Page. It stays in. Morey can't get there. Tied at 2. Number 12, Evan Page, the libero freshman out of Grays Lake Central. On the season, number 12, 5 aces, 9 errors. Mallory out of the back row. Morey near side. Hendricks through the rafters, no touch, left hand pick. Oh, deceiving. Angel Delgado, a crisp pass, sucked the Birds in a bit early. A 3-0 run for North Central.
And they kind of brought the double block in towards the middle of the court and then used the line to their advantage. Mallory's just a one-on-one effort.
And that killed Tools 5 rows up on the far sideline here at Tarble. Weekday game for the Carthage College Firebirds. We are knee-deep in conference play, Justin. We'll, of course, get you an out-of-town scoreboard as the evening progresses. Subbing in for the kill, 24, Chris Mactall, the middle blocking sophomore out of Plainfield North. And Mactall not having a lot of reps in set number 1. He had 1 kill, but what a strong presence for him. Bartz up, Morey back to the Bick for Bartz. Doing the Bartz man, tied at 4.
The former Cardinal himself out of Ball State, different Cardinals, but still equally as competitive in volleyball at the Division I level. Put it absolutely through the floor with that swing.
Service error, Hendricks. A lot of the old sayings, you live by the serve, you die by the serve, and that's something, of course, that Coach Kiekefer always wants his team to be aggressive, because when it does clear, it just sets your opponent at such a disadvantage. It has haunted him a bit this season. That stays in. North Central signaling it went out. Not sure if that will result in a challenge. It will not, and summing it coming into serve, number 24, Ryan Kelly. Missed a little bit of time due to illness, so good to see him back in the lineup. Floats back row, out of play it goes. Very, not to keep saying one thing or the other, but some uncharacteristic plays, Justin, through the first set and the third.
Yeah,
for
just
Carthage.
a lot of weird mistakes we don't normally see out of this team. Missed coverages, blocks not where they're supposed to be, a little bit more missed serves. Bart's finding a way to do it there. He's coming alive, though, here in set number 2.
Well, at some point, and again, we've known Coach Kiekefer for quite some time now. At some point, he just says, all right, let's just feed the beast and see where it gets us if the other parts aren't working, or as efficiently as you might think. Nice up by Mallory with the right palm. Morey near side, Bartz blocks through. And again, huge play over the middle, number 27, Mitchell Hester, the 6'7" middle blocking 5th year from Frisco, Texas. They're getting everybody involved now. Left hand over the top. Oh, answering the call, Ruben Emmerich. He's good.
He is very good. And there's something about that short-armed swing from the middle, not just from Emmerich, just in general. That middle swing is just so impressive. We have a little bit of a conversation going on right now with the coaching staff, and not sure what's going on.
I didn't catch it.
Is it a rotational thing, trying to figure out that, but not sure what was going on there. 7-7 our scoring here in set number 2.
Well, whatever it was, allowed for Bartz to have a service error. North Central regains the lead. Similar story to set number 1 in the sense that it was a back and forth battle, and then just right around this point, Justin, is where North Central made a little run and was up 12-9. Oh, nice time by Ben Heiss, a.k.a. the Big Bird, brings it through along that far pin. I was told it's okay to call him that. And if he doesn't like it, I was told to blame you. By one, Katie Boston.
I was just saying, I don't think I've ever called him that in my life. So, Ben, you know exactly who is to blame for real and who would blame me. And that would be one, Katie Boston.
North Central regains the lead. So, again, every time Carthage finds a way, at least in this set, to tie it up, North Central gets it right back. 8 service errors for Carthage. Nice pass over the middle. Schweitzer delivers, tied at 9. It's one of those interesting things as well, Justin, you can expound. North Central, we know, is one of the best defensive teams in the back row in the conference. The digs, top notch, that you almost, if you're Carthage, want to do as aggressive of a serve as possible, because you know if you ease up a bit or just play it safe, well, then you're set up for not a successful situation.
Absolutely, and that's something too where that's why Coach Kiefer has his guys serve so aggressively at the line, is to try and force them out of rhythm right off first touch, not letting anyone get set up on the offensive end.
From the pick, Bartz sends it way out of town, tied at 10.
That's something that Bartz' swing this set just has a different energy to it. We're seeing that kind of across the board for Carthage. They're not taking care of the ball so well on other aspects, but they're hitting the ball a lot harder this set than they were in set number 1.
Overpass, Maury thought about it. Quick over the middle, Schweitzer. Carthage thought there was a touch. If they don't get the point, might see a challenge. Is there a touch? They're saying North Central gets the point, and Coach Kiefer very quickly grabs that challenge card. So he had to tell his team to set right back up. That last swing didn't hit the tape, so point for North Central. They are going to do a review as the Carthage bench was clamoring for a touch.
There was definitely contact. That net was moving. It just depends on who made contact. But with the reaction of the Carthage bench, you'd have to think this is going to go the other way.
Waiting to see what the official word is, of course. Thank you for being with us on the CCIW network this Wednesday evening in Kenosha.
Oh, we're waiting for the review,
there
and there we go. All right.
So I'm assuming they're going to look for that net violation.
It's coming.
So
right
there we see the net moving.
The net was moving.
Now the question is, where did it happen?
It's going to come back.
I'm assuming they want to keep rewinding this. Go back to, all right, so all the way back to the serve. Smart. Executive Director Sam Boyle. It is a net fault they are challenging. Let's follow right along here. There's the Maury dodge. I believe here is where they're going to say touch.
Yep, it's going to be right there on the middle, number 24.
Yeah.
Chris Macdall.
Yeah, it looked like his body made contact.
Came up and caught it with his hip maybe the arm, and on the upswing. But there was definitely contact made.
And the ruling, it looks like it is going to be net violation, yeah. And he kind of knew. He shook his head. He's smiling about it. It's one thing if it's a slight touch. That was pretty obvious. And now the Boo Birds are coming out for the bench of the Cardinals. Again, we're keeping it flight-themed. Boo Birds, Cardinals, Firebirds, Eagles. Is it an ace? The answer's yes. Carthage, their first lead since the onset of this contest, now up 2 points. And that was, you mentioned, it's kind of a glorified timeout for both teams. So I wouldn't expect a timeout again for North Central unless another point happens. There's the look by coach. There's the timeout call. Head coach Kevin Costera utilizing the timeout. 13-10 the lead. Carthage over North Central. The challenge helping reverse course for Carthage. Speaking about reversing course, a place to stay, the Stella Hotel and Ballroom, one of the best in the area.
Make the Stella Hotel and Ballroom your home away from home. As a proud supporter of Carthage College, the Stella Hotel and Ballroom is honored to celebrate our college and local community. Visit us online at stellahotelkenosha.com or call 262-842-2000. Once again, that's 262-842-2000.
3-point lead for Carthage over in North Central. That little bit of a run. And again, Justin, when you and I got to see the official replay, it looked pretty obvious. So, you know, outstanding job by the officials to reverse the call. And then after that, things very slowly starting to click for Carthage.
Absolutely. That might have been the momentum swing they needed. Taking a look, speaking of momentum swings, taking a look at the CCIW scoreboard. Just one other match going on tonight in Rock Island. Loris and Augustana in a battle for what will be, at the time, the number 4 seed in the CCIW. Loris up 1-0, taking 25-23 in set number 1 over the Vikings. They currently lead 19-18 in set number 2.
3-point lead in the Battle of the Birds, and Ember is giving you the stare down.
He blinked.
Service error. Off the coach's point. Crazy. It's just wild that it happens, but again, it's so hard when you get all the momentum in your favor and then you're coming down to a screeching halt. I get it.
Screeching, another bird reference. Good job.
We're going to keep it going all night, folks. I apologize in advance. It's a Wednesday. It's cold. Emmerich flying like an eagle. Lead back to 3.
Space Jam reference.
Okay, I was running which version you were going to go with, the original or the Seal version from Space Jam. So you went Space Jam. Ryan Kelly back in, serve specialist, looks back row, out of play. So again, set 1 we saw Joey Kolwitz. Set 2 seeing Ryan Kelly. North Central back to within 2.
It's got to be super frustrating when the serve specialist can't get the serve in, no matter what point in the set you are. Just a critical mishap.
And that one clearly going out of play. It is now 10 service errors for Carthage. Ryan Morey now back at the line. Nice up out of the back row. Double block, playable, recycling to Al Morales. Can he get to it again? Joust, middle.
We're going to call in the net on Emmerich.
Yeah. Opportunity was there. Coach Kike for saying keep it going. The chance was there, the touch was there, just that follow-through arm made contact. 15-13 your score. Justin, I hope you live.
To be determined.
Back set, Bartz, slight touch over the double. Poke back Hendricks, Morey. Left pin, falling away, set, tipped. Heiss, Maury, Bartz. Long rally here in set number 2, lead of 2. Back row, Hendricks on the spot. Maury looks near pin to switch it up. And throttling back is the Iceman, Ben Heiss. 3-point lead for Carthage.
So again, that Ben Heiss able to go up looking like he's going to hit with the right and then switch in the last second and hit with the left. Hard to time that up when you're in a block.
I feel bad, Justin. I feel the last time we broadcast you were sick. Are you sick again?
That was just a light cough. I'm good today.
Oh,
I'm good
well,
today.
last time
I
was you were
in a
good
bad
shape.
place.
Yeah. Touch called front row.
I feel like I was in Naperville. Sorry to all our North Central fans watching.
At the line, as mentioned, number 8. McEcker now, what is he able to do at the service line? Ace leader, error. These are some of those, I want to say mistakes, but these are some of those errors that you saw Carthage making hand over fist in set number 1. 10-7 now the differential for service errors, so Carthage still 3 more. Oh, an ace, and that's why you pull the trigger. 18-14 Carthage.
I think the biggest thing right now, you look at the North Central stat line, set 1, 15 kills on 27 attempts. Currently in set 2, 4 kills on 9 attempts.
And a service error by Carthage. I recently had the pleasure of calling a D1 game, Loyola versus Queens, and in Loyola's prior game, it was a loss, very surprising, against Purdue Fort Wayne. Loyola, one of the top 6 teams in the nation, 23 service errors, Justin.
Whoa.
It is hard to overcome those numbers, as good of a team you are. Why do I say that? Is at the D3 level, that was Ryan Bartz. He hits the ball hard. But when you are that high of a number and it's that big of a differential, you know that that error equals point. No question about it. Hit error doesn't necessarily yield it, but service error does. Carthage, number 1 in the nation, don't want them necessarily get to that point. I don't know if we have a challenge or not, Justin.
I believe this is captain switch.
Okay.
Based on the mannerisms and kind of the hand motions I was seeing, I think they needed a new captain following the sub, and then clarification on how many subs North Central had used. But yeah, 23 service errors. That's given up a whole set almost just on your
you
own
know
service
what?
mistakes.
I didn't even think about it in those terms. Thank you, John. You're spot on. Mallory underneath. Over the top, stays in. Cardinals might say it was out, lead of 5. And there's second timeout. Head coach Kevin Costera alongside Tyler Donovan, Nathan Anderson, Vince DiCasola, Maddie Nelson, Nadir Hakim, and Janelle Barca. A vaunted staff for North Central. With that being said, I'm thirsty, Justin. What should I drink?
Well, nothing beats the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Whether you're cheering from the stands, hanging out with friends, or enjoying a night out, Pepsi is there for the love of it. This iconic cola celebrates everything you love, from music and sports to everyday moments. So, crack open a cold Pepsi and raise it high, because life's better when you go all in. For the love of it, Pepsi. For the love of it.
5-point lead in the Battle of the Birds, set number 2. Justin Coorigan, Peter Ferreri, 11 service 8 errors for Carthage to 3 aces, 7 errors to 1 for North Central. It's kind of one of the big differences. Digs, however, as mentioned earlier, it is now 17 digs for North Central, Carthage with 10. North Central letting Carthage take those swings, and it's allowed, especially in set 1, errant swings by Carthage. They've calmed down a bit in set number 2, especially halfway through. First to reach the red zone, 5-4 to tie it up at 1.
Yeah, and I think, part of it could have been just coming in the number 1 team in the country, pressure. First time they've really had to play a competitive match at home. Dominican was receiving votes, but overall, Firebirds kind of had that in check from the word go.
Kolwitz back in as the serve specialist. Blocked, back. Number 20, the freshman out of New Berlin, Wisconsin. Cooper Cantrell, mind you, Wauwatosa. Carthage needs 4. Kolwitz, the lefty, overpass. Can Carthage take advantage? Bick, Bartz, huge up. Sit over on the free ball. Kolwitz, powered through is Owen Hendricks. We do see Carthage, I'm just saying this out loud, Justin, Carthage making some eye contact right now.
There's definitely some I'm better than you and I know it going on via the eyes from the Carthage side of the net right now. Very confident play from the Firebirds.
Near side, Bick, up Mallory. Kolwitz this time around. Pass a bit too far. Morey about to come back in. Hendricks couldn't get to it. But again, lead of 5, now lead of 6. Carthage needs 3. Serving Angelo Delgado out of San Antone, Texas. I feel you have to say it that way once in a while.
For the culture.
Yeah. How about an ace?
A little bit of life here from the Cardinals after a small Firebirds run.
8 aces on the season. Or excuse me, 2 on the season for Delgado, so that's number 3. Floating back row, Mallory. Near side, back row, playable, McEachern. Delgado over the middle, McEachern. Hendricks keeps it alive, out of system. Emmerich back row. Left hand over the middle, shoulder blade, out of play. Lead down to 4. Coach Kiekefer having a conversation now, and Justin, we'll see what it's about. So Owen Hendricks clamoring about some talking point. And we have the R2 having a conversation now at the R1 mid-court. This is a rarity.
Yeah, Justin. I don't know what's being said there. I didn't see anything that seemed out of the ordinary on that. Maybe and for him to just immediately talk to the R2 and have the R2 go over talk to the R1.
Coach Kiekefer now through the court having a conversation with Costera. And that's a rarity. So the near pin is the officials, the R1 and the R2. The far side are the head coaches.
Players all kind of mingling around with each other. Not sure what is going on here.
Now the R2 having a conversation with head coach Costera. Now Ryan Morey going over to the R1. Now the R2 back. You got me, folks. We're waiting to see.
Now they're bringing the captains to the R1. And now the R2 is talking with our lineup and libero tracker, Mandy Jarakovic, sister of head men's basketball coach Steve Jarakovic. Now not sure. A
yellow card.
Hopefully.
Is that a yellow card only on North Central?
Waiting to hear from the table as to what that could have been.
Don't know if we have a replay of that last sequence or not to show. It could have been something said. I do not know.
I'm guessing it was something said after the ball ricocheted off the dome of Ben Heiss.
Here we go. Yellow card to Carthage, Owen Hendricks, and North Central also getting a yellow card. Number 26, Brennan Almorales.
Maybe a little bit of that jawing back and forth. As I see, you've just been delivered a nice cold Pepsi. A little inspiration.
Pepsi, for the love of it.
For the love of
Pepsi. It is a timeout on the court. So a yellow card issued. Hendricks, Carthage, and Al Morales for North Central. Not to stutter, I don't know. Here's a replay. Let's see if something was said. I do not know. All right, watch Hendricks. So there's Al Morales we saw in the right side.
He's doing the dome motion, and it appeared briefly in our view that Hendricks may have turned and said something back to him. Just briefly, you see Hendricks turn towards the net, kind of in response to the dome tap. After that absolute rocket off the dome of one Ben Heiss.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen cards issued this year. Last time was Reds, so again, I will say this, Justin, and you can attest. Carthage, #1 in the nation, the target's on their back. So you're going to have teams saying to themselves, we want #1, we want to take out #1, and playing with fire and passion.
And it's been no secret over the years, these two teams are not traditionally too fond of each other.
That is true, too. All right, we have the official word from Executive Director Sam Boyle. The yellow on North Central's Al Morales was because of the dome gesture at the bench of Carthage and Hendricks' retaliation verbally to that motion is what issued the yellow on Carthage. We carry on. An ace. Owen Hendricks has Carthage at set 2 point.
And he is fired up at the service line right now, getting the crowd to their feet.
Sounds like a podcast.
Huh.
Pass, triple block, Hendricks back row. Beautiful pass, Maury, Bick, Heiss. Almost a joust. Over the middle. That'll stay in. Nice piece of hitting by Chris Mactall out of Plainfield North. Yeah, no love lost between these two Bird squads. Floater, Bartz. Hendricks. Left side, is it out of play? It is. So the tool kill keeps North Central alive. They're within 3. Coach Key, Kafer, and Co. still has a timeout if needed. Can they tie it up at 1 apiece? North Central dodges, falls in. Carthage takes it to 25-21 in the Battle of the Birds. We're tied at 1 apiece. Set 3 coming your way in just a bit on the CCIW Network. And welcome back to the CCIW Network. One set apiece in the Battle of the Birds this Wednesday night matchup. For Justin Coorigan, I'm Peter Ferreri. And it is a feisty one in Kenosha. Ice outside on the fields of play and ice in the veins of some of these players here this evening. And Justin, a little bit chippy there in set number 2.
Say a couple of yellow cards flying already here in set 2. We'll see if things settle down a bit in set 3. But my money's on, I doubt it.
And Owen Hendricks. And that's a coaching decision right now. If you got Coach Kiekefer, you might be saying to yourself, Hendricks is riled up. Hendricks is feeling it. Let's ride that hot hand. Bart's at the service. Sorry.
Sometimes it's not the hardest hitter out there. It's who's fired up the most and willing to make the right play.
Bart's back row, Maury. He looks Hendricks again. Tools it. Out of play it goes. It's the Owen Hendricks show, and we all got a ticket. What was that? Did you do a fired up show this week?
We did not because
Okay, sorry.
snow got canceled, or school got canceled because of the snow. So therefore our editing team was not in. So we decided, with it being a whole spring break, it was going to be a long episode anyway. So we're just going to move on and start over next week.
I would not be mind at this point if snow did get canceled.
Snow could get canceled for the rest of time
I'm good.
This is going.
I'm good.
I was at the driving range on, what was it, last Wednesday when it was 70, and now I cleared off my car the other day. I was not a happy camper.
And it's going to be 66 on Friday, I saw.
We should have nice weather for Saturday's lacrosse, softball, baseball action.
That will be nice. And what's funny is a service ace by Bart's. Yeah, forgot what I was going to say. Doesn't matter, clearly. I was always told, if you get what you're going to say, didn't matter. Bart serves. Another ace. Oh, Nelly. Timeout by North Central. And whatever head coach J.W. Kiekefer was saying in that set 2 break, I think it hit home, Justin.
I would say so. And you mentioned earlier, you hit conference play, 5-0 runs don't happen. Welcome to Carthage. 5-0 start. Now all of a sudden, J.W. Kiekefer, a different man.
Yeah.
Over there on the sideline, given I believe that was assistant track and field coach Greg Mundy. A big old bear hug there at the start of the timeout.
Yeah. With that being said, in case anybody needs to travel, Lamakia Travel, it's the place to go.
Dreaming of a getaway? Let Lamakia Travel make it unforgettable with over 9 decades of experience. This family-owned Kenosha agency offers customized vacations, cruises, and tours worldwide. From tropical escapes to European adventures, their expert agents handle flights, hotels, and excursions for a stress-free experience. Trust Lamakia Travel for your next adventure. Visit lamakiatravel.com to start planning today.
As time dwindles down in this first timeout, and you even saw right before that timeout, head coach Costera looking over at the bench of the Firebirds. You've mentioned it, Justin, you've lived it. As heated of a rivalry as there is in the CCIW, this, and I would say tops that with some Illinois Wesleyan, and you get some battles. Ryan Bartz hits the bottom of the net. He was firing it all the way up. 5-1, North Central gets their first point on a service error. 12 service errors for Carthage. Float serve. Emmerich over the middle and not able to keep it up. Ruben Emmerich able to deliver. Lead back to 5. You know, and now's the situation. You have so much momentum in your favor if you're Carthage. Should North Central be able to slow that down, that's a huge shift. Can the Cardinals get a good return? Their only point is by way of a service error in this third set. Bartz, the Iceman. Chris pass near side, huge up Maury, out of system. Heiss again. Great passing back row by North Central, and that is able to help the Cardinals line up and find the gap. Point number 2.
Cutting back into this lead just a tad.
Float serve. Hendricks back to Heiss, wide open. Oh, pass of the night for Ryan Morey. Everybody thought it was going to Owen Hendricks. Flicked the wrist back, able to get it to Heiss.
And that's just some smart decision there. You had gone to Hendricks the last couple of times, set your shoulders like you're going that way again, and then just flick the hands backwards, finding your man Heiss, who finds the middle of the net on that serve.
2 out of 3 points for North Central. Service error. Again, they live by the serve, they die by the serve, so something to keep in mind. But they never slow down. Schweitzer tries to find the back row. High back set. Oh, and Hendricks says, welcome to the block party. It's chilly on Sheridan.
This has been kind of a awakening game for Owen Hendricks. I feel like we haven't been saying his name a whole lot in the recent games.
Yeah, especially set 1.
Absolutely. Honestly, ever since he got that yellow card, he's come alive here.
Another service error. 3 out of 4 points by way of the service error.
I'll loan that as a broadcaster's jinx right there.
Well, it's our job to say it, you know. If fans are at home following along the broadcast and stat broadcast, more power to you. Come up here, join the booth, be a statistician. I love it. Kill far side Ryan Bartz. But again, it bears mentioning now, service errors have been doubled up. 14 for Carthage, 7 for North Central. But with that aggressiveness also comes the aces. It's a 6-2 ace differential. Ryan Kelly in. So Joey Kolwitz had set number 2. Morey keeps it in. That's playable. Stays in nonetheless. So North Central getting the point by any stretch of the imagination, but good hustle play by Carthage.
Now we have the line judges coming to meet with the R1. Forget the block party. It's a family reunion at the R1 stand. That conversation not lasting long.
Lead at 4. Left-handed serve, Mallory underneath. Hendricks has to get it to Bartz. High off the triple block tip. As our friends like to say, aim high. And that he did. Morey. Almost an overpass, keeps it in. So I will say this, the almost overpass, Justin, forced Carthage to have to play the net, but it spread them thin, so it was a 1v1 situation near pin.
Yeah, it was a weird situation where the outside hitter had to go up for one ball, then the middle had to go up to guard in case of a set dump, and then it left a one-on-one matchup on the right side.
Far pin, Heiss brings it down, back row, found. Back to the back. Joust, Heiss can't get there in time. Another point for North Central, lead of 5, down to 3. Good play on that far side by Al Morales. He's been a firecracker for North Central. Solid serve, Morey finds Bartz, and Bartz welcomes everybody to the campfire. Regains the lead, 11-7.
North Central still leading hitting percentage on the match, 396, 371 right now. A lot of that's coming off the 444 set 1 as there's an ace.
Ryan Bartz with the bee sting for the killer bee. What an evening he's had. He's pretty good.
He's having a day.
13 kills, 3 aces, 3 digs, and a service error. But again, those we've mentioned it time and time again. You take it and you give it. 15th service error. But that along with 7 aces, so just at about a 500 clip differential. Left-hand float serve out of play. Mallory ducks out of the way. Prior serving success for Evan Page. That time, that's a no-go. Back row. Switch to the left hand. High back set. Point for the Birds.
Now,
Just realized, point for the Birds. You know, you're used to saying it so many times. Emmerich, almost another ace. Left hand dump, smart play, Delgado, 14-9.
these two teams have been pretty evenly matched so far in the set. Carthage leading the way, though, 3 aces and a 667 hitting percentage. North Central's hanging in there, back within 4 once again.
Well, think about it. 5+ points for North Central out of the 10 service error in set number 3. You know Carthage wants it. They're feeling it. Maury back set. Heiss. Whoa. What a block. What a block. Mac Tall says no.
It's the North Central bench now that is fired up, bouncing around.
Maury. Emmerich tried to pull it through to no avail. Out of play, it stays in. Lead of 5 down to 2. North Central starting to feel it a bit. We mentioned, how will they be able to get momentum back in their favor? It didn't happen in short order, though, Justin. It was 5-0, and then slowly but surely, a 9-12 run, and that's all it takes for North Central to force the hand of the Firebirds. And while we have a minute, in case you want to build something, Riley Construction, give them a call.
Riley Construction, based in the Midwest, excels in commercial and institutional building with a personal touch. Their high-five values of integrity, flexibility, and initiative guide their efficient project completion. For details, visit RileyCon.com.
You're so much better at reading that one than me. I'm always like RileyCon.com. I will tell you, pleasant day today. Stopped at the bank, parking lot of.
Was it BCU Credit Union?
It was not.
Oh.
That's why I didn't say it. But it was in the same parking lot of Lamakia Travel.
Oh, okay.
I now know where Lamakia Travel is.
The thing that throws me off always with Riley Construction is the word initiative.
Oh.
Because it doesn't look like how it's read.
Got it.
And going back to a couple of years ago, I was sitting in on a job interview panel for a future coworker.
Okay.
And a good friend of mine, who is now the director of marketing at Oklahoma Baptist, could not read that word to save her life.
Oh,
and
wow.
ended up by the final round of interviews having to reword the question for herself to figure out a new way to say it, because we went through about 3 or 4 of those interviews with that word getting mixed up. So now I mess it up every time.
Yep, it just happens. Coach's point. Just like the doctor ordered for Hudson Schweitzer. Surprised it didn't happen in the form of a serve, but nonetheless, we digress. Kolwitz now. So Ryan Kelly and Kolwitz. Last game that was here at home, Kolwitz getting more of the reps again. Ryan Kelly slowly coming off of an illness, and now both of the serve specialists getting some solid swings from the back row. Maury, left pin, Hendricks over the top. Is there a touch? No, there's not. Head coach Costera checking with the team. I don't think they clamored enough to have him make the call.
Sometimes the hand going up is just instinctual
Oh,
at that
it's-
point.
yeah.
If you know it's going to sail high, you throw it up just to see if you can get the call.
I say if you ever watch overseas European volleyball, it's just every time. It could be 10 feet high, they just throw the hand up. Mori pokes it. Near pin, through, oh, what a dive! Kolwitz. Nice ups, free ball opportunity. Bartz, Mori. Bartz touches back row. Playable. It's a free ball bonanza in Kenosha. And finally, Hudson Schweitzer drops it into the bay. 17-12.
I think the smartest thing I saw on that came from Carthage libero Austin Mallory. He saw that ball coming in slow to Bartz, and he signaled and started yelling, high, high, high.
Yeah.
So he put that ball up top, give Maury a second to figure out where he wanted to go, to even potentially get Bartz set up to be able to take a swing from the bick. He didn't go that direction.
Yeah.
Very fired up Coach Kiekafer right now still. Seems like it's all in good jest as Matthew Pilch having a good laugh off of it.
A lot going on courtside, but with that being said, talking about building a lead for Carthage, Camosi Construction has helped that lead get built.
Camosi since 1910, Camosi Construction has built trust in Wisconsin and Illinois. As a family-owned business, they specialize in schools, police and fire stations, and community facilities. Their commitment to quality and reliability has made them a trusted name in construction. Camosi completes projects on time, within budget, and with exceptional craftsmanship. Learn more at camosi.com. Camosi Construction, building trust since 1910.
Carthage 3 away from set 3 victory, as set 1 passionately won by North Central.
Despite a Carthage early 5-0 run, North Central's done a phenomenal job of keeping right in this set.
Coach Kiekafer saying out to the team, I'm here. And an ace! Joe Kowitz. JK, 18-12. Out of the coach's point with an ace.
Not very often you see that. And not what exactly you want if you're North Central coming out of the timeout.
Missed time over the middle by Maury. He's all smiles, just missed time the touch.
That's such a hard play, and you just have to laugh at yourself the way Maury did. It's so enticing when you see a ball coming over like that, but it's much harder to time than you'd think.
Back set from the pick. Out of play it goes and lands. How about that for a landing?
Almost landed perfectly in the chair for
Right,
a little
yeah,
bit.
it stuck the landing for a moment.
Rate the landing a solid 9.5 out of 10. Didn't get enough to get the hands up,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Hendricks looks for the ace, can't find the back row. Carthage still with the 5-point lead. It got down to 2. Substitution coming in. North Central's number 13, P.J. Vaughn out of Clark University. What's their mascot, Justin?
oh, ooh.
I'll give you 2 points to look it up.
I
2
know.
points.
Oh, why am I blanking on this
By
right
2
now?
points, like literally the timing of 2
Oh,
points.
I see what you're doing here. Okay.
You're like, why is he giving me points?
I was like, eh.
Carthage hits the red
They have
zone,
the
20 to
pride.
14. There we go.
Did you know that ahead of time, or was that a test for me, or is it okay?
No. I didn't think it was another bird, but if it was, I was going to give it to you.
I knew it was a lion of some sort, but I knew it wasn't the Clark Lions.
I was thinking of Clark Atlanta
okay.
off the top of my head. So usually I'm good on the mascots, but nonetheless, 6-point lead. The Firebirds over the Cardinals. Kelly, serve, out of bounds. Third row of play. North Central back to within 5. Serving, Brandon Almorales. Subs coming in for Carthage. Kiefer, Kolwitz, conversation. All those hard K sounds. R1 gives the okay to Almorales. Pass up, near side Bick. Ben Heiss brings it home. 4 points for Carthage is all stands between them and a 2-1 lead.
And
Coach Kiefer smiling.
that swing from Heiss, I'd love to be able to just kind of fly on the wall in his brain as he's going up for a swing to see how he sees it.
Well, I'll never be more than 5'7", so it is what it is. Carthage 3 away from going up 2-1. Set over the middle. Mallory can't get the left hand underneath it. Justin, before we conclude this third set, what have you seen differently for Carthage second half of set 2 into this set 3?
I think there's just a bit more of a relaxed effort for them. They seem very timid in set 1, making uncharacteristic mistakes, and they seem to have just kind of cleared those up for the most part. Still a couple too many service errors at the line, but overall it just seems like they're playing more their brand of volleyball than they were in set 1 in the first half of set 2.
Digs abound for North Central. Can Carthage capitalize? The answer, yes. 23-16, Carthage running away with set number 3.
Would love to see a shot chart of Ben Heiss. Where he puts the ball, how hard he hits it each time. Would love to see that kind of spread out on a court for the entire season, because it's going to paint the whole court a rainbow of colors if you color coordinate hard hits and soft hits differently.
Well, do you got an intern this year?
Not with that kind of technology, though, unfortunately. So maybe if we were, contact alumni Matt Ulmer at Kansas, maybe he's got something we can borrow.
No, I was going to say if it's a slow day, you give him an outline. You just give him a piece of paper, old school, and you give him, a marker, and just have him watch the game back. And anytime it's Bart's, just put a dot.
That sounds like a great project for one Katie Boston.
There you go. And she knows the sport quite well. The conclusion of set 3 with force and fervor, 25-17. Carthage takes set 3. Can they finish it in 4, or will North Central once again find a way to force it to 5? Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the CCIW Network. Zeros on the board. The Battle of the Birds. Carthage, the #1 ranked team in the nation, fell in set 1, 25-19. They have answered back in short order. Justin Coorigan, Peter Ferreri. Justin, North Central, I don't want to take away, set 1 for North Central was kind of like set 2 for Carthage. Set 3, though, they came back, and then it was that last time out, nail in the coffin for that set. They start with the set. Maury runs it down, Heiss the lefty. Almost the overpass, but crisp pass. Angelo Delgado, the 6-foot freshman, he is pinpoint accuracy with his passing.
That was a great ball. Good setup there and a much needed first point for the Cardinals.
Back row. Back set. Left hand out of play, no touch. Tied at 1. Now, Justin, you know things.
I pretend to, at least.
How can you earn, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next commercial break, how do you earn Culvers at volleyball?
I believe,
Okay.
don't have the script in front of me, I believe it is 35 kills for the Firebirds.
Okay.
Or I think 7 aces maybe, depending. I think it's 7 service aces or 35 kills.
Okay, so
whichever happens first, you could win.
So they
courtesy of
have
Culvers.
41 kills and 10 aces.
So then it's whichever happened first.
So the fans might get something right now.
They should, yes.
Okay.
They will go home with either cheese curds or custard.
I'm just deciding what may be dinner tonight. Hopefully Culver's is open. Should be open. They're usually open late.
They should be. I think they're open until like 10. So
We'll have to send a message to Eric Elger. Maybe you message him. He never messages me back.
He
Once
doesn't.
basketball season ends in the CCIW, he ghosts me.
what a fake friend.
Bartz just stays in. Tied at 2. And I will mention it again. It went 5 a year ago to the date tomorrow, and North Central won in 5. They will not go quietly.
To that cold night.
I see the temperature outside a balmy 37.
Honestly,
Could be worse. I don't want to say you'll laugh. Tied at 3 here on the CCIW network. I had former GA Olivia I saw today, and she said, my goodness, that lacrosse game this weekend online on the CCIW network looked just not like fun conditions to play in. I did not go on the field at all, and it had slowed down. It stopped by the time the game concluded. Justin, how bad was it on that field?
I pulled rank and sent my student workers out there if I needed to go outside.
Yeah.
I was like you. I stayed in the press box. And
Yeah. I didn't know how bad they said it was.
wasn't great from what I heard. It wasn't overly cold.
Fair,
It was just
fair.
the snow and the wind.
Yeah.
Which is a common thing being right off Lake Michigan is the wind is brutal, especially this time of year.
I will say, at least, so service error by Owen Hendricks, at least it wasn't the 30 inches of snow that they had projected to hit here in the past 48 hours. When I saw 30, I had to refresh. I'm like, nope, that's not 3.0. There's no decimal. Trying to put a period on this game are the Firebirds. The tip, Bartz. Now, did it hit the pin? Guess it did not. So Carthage comes away with the point.
I think they're saying it hit the pin when North Central first hit it over.
Copy that. Okay.
I'm not.
I thought I
certain.
saw pin movement, but high pass, nice diversion, and that'll go out of play. That was one of the nicest decoys we've seen here today, Justin. And North Central, they have that down. We saw it on the near side in set number 2. When they throw up that additional hitter, it's all in line, and they're able to really keep Carthage off balance.
Absolutely. It's so hard to read, too, and you can execute it that efficiently. A good dump there from Maury. Kept alive.
Maury, bang, over the middle. Ruben Emmerich with a little extra Swiss cheese on that sandwich. See, that's what you need to work on with some of these students. You got a guy with the name of Ruben, okay? There's got to be a sandwich shop in Carthage or in the greater Kenosha area that's a sponsor for the Ruben Emmerich sandwich.
Well, funny enough, I
Oh,
think
oh.
the sideline there when he scored the point was shouting Ruby Tuesdays. I don't even know if those are a thing anymore.
Maybe. I mean, Arby's sells Rubens, but there's got to be, the local sandwich hut of Kenosha. That's we got to take advantage of this stuff.
Schweitzer headed back to the locker room. Not a good sign for the Firebirds.
Yeah, we'll have to get an official word on that. So we'll be intrigued to see how the rotation goes. Coach Keycaper looks and sees, okay, he gets the point that he's gone back. He was able to walk off under his own accord, so we'll keep you posted. Right hand up. Left hand by Ben Heiss. Now, something to be said. We mentioned his name earlier in the broadcast. Owen Otto, preseason All-American, out for the season with an injury. Bartz looks for the Bartz bomb, not able to deliver in the back row. Carthage's lead cut to 1. So why do I bring that? The transfer, twofold. The transfer of Bartz as timely as ever. In addition, you and I earlier in the season saw the likes of pure freshman Devin McRae, who was lights out in non-conference play. So there is depth for this team. With that being said, we are tied at 8. 11 kills now for number 8, McEachern.
And I think the even bigger one was Ryan Monahan, the true freshman, with 32 kills in the first few games. He looked electric in the home opener.
Correct. Comes back up by 1. All right, and here he comes again. Number 14, Hudson Schweitzer, gives Coach Keycaper the head nod, says no words, right back in.
Have to wonder if that was a concussion protocol into the hypothetical blue tent.
Could be. And Schweitzer misses the swing. He came coiling back into that action.
Maybe slightly out of rhythm after taking a few plays off.
Gotta appreciate the mascot Ember, still doing their thing.
They're
Making friends.
one busy bird. We're keeping this going all night. It's a Wednesday.
Setting over the triple. Maury. Out of play. Hendricks wanted a touch. They're not getting it. Keycaper thinking about the card. And he looks at Maury, and Maury says, you know what, why not? He shrugged the shoulders. North Central's taking the lead. Now, all fun and games for Carthage in sets 2 and 3. North Central's leading in set number 4. Albeit by 1, they're leading. And we'll take a look and see if that's truly going to be a challenge on the official touch. Because it seemed Hendricks was adamant there was. He looked at Maury. Keycaper looks at Maury. Maury shrugs, why not? Coaching staff for the Firebirds, of course, head coach J.W. Keycaper and Justin, talk us through.
So they're looking for a touch off the double block, and from this angle, it's going to be hard to tell from this far away. Let's get into the close shot here. And it's just going to be so hard going frame by frame to see if there's anything here. Oh,
it looks like there might have been some.
I don't know if there's enough evidence to overturn on that camera angle. Let's take a look here at the huddle cam from far side.
Again, great job by our fully student-produced camera. And so to me, it's hard because the way his wrist was going was kind of giving it the trajectory for that side spin. Yeah, they're going back to camera 2. Again, a fully student-produced broadcast, camera operators, director, replay, everything.
I can't tell if I'm seeing movement off the fingers of that right hand of the middle or the left hand of the right side. I think if anything, it's off the right hand of the middle.
It looks like, it looks like it could be. Nope, they're going to keep it. And okay.
Inconclusive. Okay.
Inconclusive.
And I think that's the right call there based off the camera angles we were seeing. I don't think there was enough to overturn it,
No.
but I don't necessarily think it was the right call either.
Yeah. I'm thankful for the replay system, as mentioned, and there's the coach's point. Over the weekend, we had the pleasure of having Rachel Allman Hall on the call with us, and I asked her, you did not have this during your playing tenure. Your thoughts? She goes, absolutely amazing. She goes, as a player, you want this. You want them to get it right, or at least to get to the point where it's so close they can't tell. And next time out, we're going to have an out-of-town scoreboard update. Kolwitz, the lefty server in. Redirection, Hendricks. Huge point by number 2. Kolwitz back of the service line. Kolwitz looks for a second. Nice pass from the back row, double block. Recycled for North Central. Schweitzer delivers. Big kill attempt. Bartz, Schweitzer, out, no touch. Tied at 11. Again, currently, Carthage College, the #1 team in the nation. Multiple players consistently getting Conference Player of the Week accolades, National Player of the Week recognition. Again, just a little bit sigh of relief knowing that Schweitzer's back out on the court after that slight delay. Staying in right at the shoestrings of the line judge, and Carthage reclaims the lead. As mentioned prior, we'll get to more on that in a moment. And stays in North Central.
Another set like set 1 and 2. Both teams just back and forth trading blows.
Yeah. 5-setter last year, won in Naperville by North Central. Pulling on the near pin, touch called. Prior to that, it was a 3-match win streak, 25. February in 25, a sweep in Kenosha. March, a 3-0 sweep of 24. But then a 5-setter victory in Naperville for Carthage. So, 2 out of the past 4 times sweep, 5-setter. Another ace. The fans are clapping, clamoring for a home victory. Timeout called. Carthage only a 2-point lead, but that's all North Central needed to see, Justin, before a timeout was needed. With that being said, scoreboard, out of town, CCIW. Justin, what do you have for us?
Oh, big one in Rock Island we've been following all night. Loris defeats Augustana 3-1, moving into the number 3 spot in what would be the CCIW tournament today. A much needed win for the Dewhawks to keep their postseason hopes alive. Moving around, going to in set 4. Dominican and Aurora are currently tied at 2 sets each, going to set 5 as the Stars look to get the road win over the Spartans. Other big-time matchups so far tonight. Rutgers Newark upset. They were a top 15 team in the country. They fall to Keene at home 3-1. Big upset on the East Coast. Other matchup to watch tonight, according to our friends at Frog Jump, was MIT and Hobart. MIT swept Hobart 3 sets to none.
Just got a nice text. Former Creighton or Carthage photographer Kaylee. See, it's that K sound. Just throw me off. Saying fun broadcast this evening.
Mighty K, one of the best to do it at the collegiate level. A finalist for Photography Portfolio of the Year last year. Just finished up her degree here at Carthage back in December. The Athletic Communications team misses her greatly.
Three-point lead for Carthage. Kelly sends it far back left corner. Near side. Is there a touch? But a net violation called. Easier said than done when Brennan Almorales, I mean, he was coiling back and ready to deliver. Carthage got a little bit head start on that attempt. Left hand, out of play. Heist too far.
Just as one side starts to build momentum, the other side starts crawling back here in this set. We've seen it go both ways. North Central building momentum, looking to tie it here.
Overpass, playable. Maury. Bart's 3. Firebirds hit the deck. Cardinals out of play, no touch. That is how close, Justin, this game has become a mere fraction between the block. He had the location, but it truly was Carthage couldn't close the block in time to get the touch, and then went an inch past the far line.
So that's almost like failing upwards. Not quite doing the job completely right, and they get the point because of it.
No fail rate on that kill attempt. Right now they're playing the numbers. Feed Al Morales.
Both sides not hitting as efficiently here in set number 4. Carthage leading 200-95.
Point North Central. They brought in the big man, Hester. Redirection. We are tied at 16. Near pin. Falling away. Blocked back. North Central has taken the lead. It was 15-12. A 5-1 run for North Central, and we are going to have a challenge.
Not exactly sure on what. We'll find out here in a minute.
Well, and I think it's a good opportunity for head coach J.W. Kiekefer, and the reason being, keep that additional timeout in your pocket. You want to win in 4. If you can, use this as your timeout, challenge something. You know, some people have said, okay, well, if you use your challenges kind of as a timeout, it delays the game. If there's nothing to challenge, it'll be a quick review. So we'll see what happens here. Not quite sure what the review is going to be.
Yeah, I'm lost trying to remember back on the play what this could possibly be. It was a great up from Delgado that led to maybe a net ball. Not sure what we got going here. Let's see if we can piece it together. bringing up the wrong play here. Now I think we're right.
Had to think about the dance move. Yeah, Justin, even the sideline official
Fortunately, photographer one, Katie Boston, not quite near where you could hear JW. Sometimes she likes to sit right by the scores table and kind of listen in, but not close enough to reach out to our photography crew to figure out if they heard anything. Are they looking for a net maybe there?
I'm not
Net
sure.
was moving on that swing out of bounds.
As we look ahead, while we have a moment, at the upcoming schedule after today. Loras College. Next one up for Carthage in Dubuque this Saturday against number 14th ranked in the Dew Hawks, Moorbirds. North Park University next Wednesday, the 25th at 7 o'clock. As conference play continues, Augustana, North Central on the road, and then Illinois Wesleyan, and that will conclude CCIW play.
It's crazy how fast this season went by. The fact that we are only a few weeks away from ending this season, and then the final home stretch for our lacrosse, volleyball, baseball, softball, tennis, golf, track and field season.
So North Central maintains the point. Coach Key Kafer having a conversation. It must have been closer than imagined. I will just say that. We're assuming net. The R2 didn't necessarily report to the bench what the challenge was. They don't need to. Sometimes just a background conversation or courtesy move, but nonetheless, left hand poke by Heist to keep it alive. Over the middle, 12-6. Hester, kill. North Central up by 2. Timeout needed by J.W. Keykafer. North Central fights on.
That's something where I'm not sure what he decided to challenge there, but the big thing to keep in mind now, that's now 2 he's gotten wrong. Carthage only has 1 more challenge to use in this game. That could be a pivotal factor, especially if this one ends up going 5.
Culvers, we're hungry. After the game, tell us about it.
Attention Firebirds fans, at every Carthage Athletics home event, you have an opportunity to win free cheese curds or custard sundae courtesy of Culver's. Please note that these coupons are only valid at Culver's locations in Kenosha. Don't miss your chance to score big and on and off the field with Culver's of Kenosha.
Did you find out what we're getting yet?
I have not gotten back. Eric doesn't respond to me either, okay?
Oh, okay, well, all right.
He
fair
doesn't
enough.
like me either unless it's basketball season.
Yeah.
And usually it's because he's trying to figure out what he gets to eat afterwards. So if he knows, I'm useless.
Good point. Good point. North Central has the lead. There's no way about it. They have played with so much distinction and heart after being down 15-12. It is a 6-1 run right now. The timeout didn't. Let's see if this timeout helps. The challenge didn't help. Float serve in. Bartz, Maury, Bick, Hendricks. Can North Central take a 3-point lead? Not on that swing. It'll happen there. Mitchell, Hester. The net play strong.
Rare sight tonight. Carthage, in many cases, has been outplayed at the net by North Central. Usually they've been the team that's controlling the net.
Maury to Bartz. Staying in, Hendricks. Bartz throttles back. The lights going out on the bench. Looks like, is that Tina Manojlovic?
There's Tina Manojlovic and Sam Boyle. Now we'll have to see. Hopefully we can get that table rehooked up.
And it looks like we're going to have a challenge now. I don't want to say we're at a loss, but we're at the point now.
I'm guessing that's an in-out ball. I honestly kind of turned my attention away from the play to make sure
All
my
right, here we
colleagues
go.
were all right. And
Tina Manojlovic, let's make sure, one of the best outside hitters in the CCIW.
ABCA All-Region. So I'm confused as to what we're looking at here. Okay, so it's a third touch over. Here comes Maury to set. And Heiss with a swing, and then they're going to say, okay, that's not there yet. Let's see. Bartz, I'm guessing, wants, let's see. Are they saying Bartz went under the net here? I wonder if that is what the issue was. And they're going to call under the net on Bartz. The call flips. Now Coach Kike for getting an explanation. Now 2016, a huge flip in the way of the Cardinals as North Central enters the red zone, looking to force 5. So here now we get it. Yep, Bartz comes in. So now the way the rule reads, you are allowed to go under the net as long as it does not affect the play or the safety of the people on the other side. Bartz there on the swing. That right foot came under the net as the blockers were coming down. In a way, it's kind of volleyball's response to the Kawhi Leonard rule and the NBA of you can't land in their landing zone.
Folks, we have slowed down our talking merely because trying to get clarification has been challenging on what the call is. The right call, though, Justin, took place on the court.
Absolutely, and that was a great job by our officials, our broadcasting production crew, to get the right shot and get the call right. Now with a 21-16 North Central lead here, looking to force 5. Our table crew still trying to fix the power outage on the left side of the table.
Well, that's tough. I mean, based on where that outlet is, I mean, you're running over stuff. We said slightly in jest before this game started, if any team can take Carthage to 5, it's North Central, and they can.
Now the full power has gone out, and our scoreboards as well, so get out your pens and papers. This one, well,
I mean, yeah, the scoreboard is out. All the lights went out, and we just saw one of the bench operators take a step back. I don't know if there was a circuit that went out, but okay. We are getting motion from the sideline. The complete wire has ripped out. They're getting the manual scoreboard. So the wire that connects the entire board to the power source has completely ripped.
That is
how forceful that went.
That's a new one. So now they are running out to Michael Yem has brought out multiple intramural style scoreboards.
There's nothing you can do to prevent it. Think about it. The continuation of that play. I mean, we are going old school with the manual flip board like a Friday afternoon. Wow. And now you got to say to yourself, stats, we're doing what we can here, folks. But the reason this bears mentioning, okay, hear me out. We said Keycafer wanted to end it in 4. North Central wins set 1, wins set 4. In a comeback effort in set 4, they have momentum in their favor, and they've won in 5 the last time they played. And this is the #1 team in the nation.
So now it appears, based on what I'm seeing here too with the power, that knocks out live stats the rest of the way. Team Milovich has moved to the front row. Sam Boyle is becoming a repairman, it appears.
Okay, so now we got to figure out what scoreboard they're going to use because the score says 21-17. That will be correct. So we'll have to let the there we go. Yeah, we'll go by ear, folks. We'll go radio call with the score. That stays in. 21-18. Lot going on in Kenosha. We have Executive Director Mike Love. The man is near retirement. He is digging into the ground here at Tarble Arena.
Mike Love, one of the many amazing individuals behind the scenes here at Carthage, especially here in Tarble Arena. Video board production, music, he does it all.
Bartz just gets a fingertip on it, but not enough to keep it up. 22-18. North Central trying to take it to 5. Do the Firebirds have a 4-0 run in them? Morey, near side. Hendricks tools it through, flexes it through. 22-19. We are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Love, somehow, he is MacGyvered the score bug back, 22-19. If you don't get the reference of MacGyver, Google it. You'll thank me later. Joust. Playable for Bartz. Morey. What a smart play. Schweitzer couldn't get a hand on it. 23-19. Back set. Blocked back. Can the Birds find point number 20 of Carthage? Mallory. Side pass. Free ball. North Central. Bick this time. A rare miss by the North Central Cardinals. Carthage within 3.
If the Firebirds find a way to come back and take set 4, it's going to be that moment right there that is going to be a critical mistake for North Central.
And Joe Kolwitz, he's got an ace on the evening. The serve specialist with the left. Clean delivery. Set over the top. Mallory with an outstanding dig. Hendricks! Voodoo Child. Carthage within 2, 23-21. Timeout called by North Central. Both teams out of timeouts. North Central one away from sending it to 5, or I should say 1 away from set point for set 5. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How entertaining is this? While we have a minute, we want to remind everybody, invest in the Champions Club, invest in the future. Introducing the Carthage Athletics Champions Club. Join a community of alumni, parents, and friends whose generous support enriches the Firebird experience and drives Carthage Athletics forward. Carthage student athletes are more than game changers. They're leaders, team builders, and future innovators. Your support helps them thrive academically, athletically, and beyond. Become a champion for our champions. Visit athletics.carthage.edu to give to the Champions Club today. 23-21 in the 4th set. Carthage wants to end it here. They forced the timeout of North Central. Justin Coorigan, Peter Ferreri, happy Wednesday evening in one of the best matchups you'll see in NCAA men's volleyball.
Absolutely, a historic rivalry between these two in conference play. We got another thrilling matchup coming down the stretch here.
Waiting for the go-ahead, Kolwitz. Can he stay hot at the service line? He does. Misguided pass, stays in. Bartz. Can Carthage capitalize? Not on that hit. Set for the pick. Into the net it goes. McEachern missed times. Kolwitz a chance to tie. Both teams out of timeouts. Kolwitz. Outstanding. Brown. A little bit of a missed time. And that helped North Central. If that was on the spot, Carthage would have had a chance to reply, but because it was delayed, it favored the Cardinals.
I think that's, again, one of those failing upwards. It wasn't exactly how the play should have gone. North Central was able to make the most of it. First set point with a chance to go to 5 sets.
I mean, you're at the point, why not? If you're North Central, that's what you want. Near pin, Tool. Carthage within 1. Owen Hendricks issued a yellow in set number 2. Can he have the serve of the season? Brown. Coming up from the Bic, double block, poked over, playable, Mallory, left side. Hendricks can't get there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to 5. Okay, everybody paused, so did I. 25-23, we're going to 5, the 5th and final decisive set. The CCIW Game of the Night on the CCIW Network. Are you not entertained? It's a Wednesday evening. We're in the fifth and final set in the Battle of the Birds. North Central on the road at Tarble Arena, taking on the Carthage College Firebirds and the number one ranked squad for head coach J.W. Keycaver. But five setters, not a stranger for North Central College. Justin lost in 5 to receiving votes Illinois Wesleyan, 1 in 5 to number 10th ranked the Dewhawks of Lorist College.
Absolutely. We knew coming in their record did not reflect how good this team was.
Yeah.
North Central is a much better team than the start of their season indicated. And on the flip side, Carthage only won 5 setters so far this year. The 3-2 loss to the Banana Slugs of UC Santa Cruz.
Back row, Bartz finds it. Maury, left hand for Heiss. Nice pickup by Maury. Heiss steps back, follows through, poked up Brown. Swinging through, too much. Almorales.
It's that spot that's been landing for North Central most of the night. They just missed the back line there. Carthage strikes first here on the race to 15.
In the Illinois Wesleyan loss, it was a 15-8 fifth set. In the win versus Loris, it was a 15-11 victory. Just a few weeks ago. Back set down the line. Emmerich, Maury keeps it potentially in play. And the strength of the right-handed uppercut, not enough for Emmerich to get a good trajectory. Serving. Serve specialist Ethan Page. We saw him at the service line earlier in the contest. Maury, Bick, Bartz, down. Waterfalls at 12-6. I still got to say, lights are still not on the scorer's table, but the fact that the scoring is back up, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Wednesday miracle in Kenosha.
If I had to guess,
Yeah.
I haven't taken a look under the hood of the scores table. If I have to guess, Mike Love found a way to jerry rig so the scoreboard gets its own power out of the floor instead of having to go through the table, which credit Mike. Like we said, he's one of the best, if not the best. Hendricks puts it down there.
Ooh, they're saying a violation. Violation on Hendricks. Points switching.
Keycaver getting an explanation here. I'd love to hear this one. I don't know if I agree with that call.
R1 was on the spot and made the call. Unchallengeable. Serving. P.J. Vaughn out of Plainfield North. Service there.
Ball don't lie.
Out of play goes. 3-2 Carthage. What a thriller on a Wednesday. We said it before the game. This is the team of the Cardinals that knows what it takes. They have proven themselves already. Can they finish the job trailing by 1? Missed time. Almorales.
Well, this North Central team, they are a good team. Again, their record does not reflect how good this program is. Are they geared up to make a national run this year the way some of the teams Carthage has faced? Probably not. They would have to, I would assume at this point, win the CCIW tournament to get a bid. But they're good enough that they will make you pay for mistakes, and Carthage has not played clean volleyball tonight.
Through the rafters, pinballs. Hendricks sets up Maury. Bartz over the top. The donut hole, 5-2. North Central is not waiting a moment more. 17 kills for Bartz. 5-2 your score. After today, North Central on the road. Saturday takes on North Park University. And then a familiar foe for the Firebirds. They take on, at home, the Banana Slugs of UC Santa Cruz, the 11th ranked team in the nation. Before then, they take on, what of ending. How about this? After today, North Park, then they face number 11 UC Santa Cruz, number 20 Illinois Wesleyan, Carthage again at home, and then Loris, number 14.
I think if
Wow.
I'm the head coach of the Cardinals at this point, the bench players are getting all the reps against North Park to rest up for that gauntlet of a finale. North Park just at 1-19. Let
Yeah.
the bench players get time then, because they won't see much with 4 nationally ranked contests down the stretch. Nationally ranked at this time,
Yeah.
I should say. That could all change.
Well, I mean, if you include today, I mean, that's 4 out of your last 5 against nationally ranked teams, 2 out of your last 5 against number 1,
Yeah.
being the Firebirds of Carthage. That number 1 can drastically change if you're able to take them out. And with that being said, if you're able to win here tonight on the road, hostile environment, I wouldn't doubt if you start getting some receiving votes.
That and two, that is going to be a huge momentum swing
Yeah.
for when the Firebirds have to come to your place in just a few
Correct,
weeks.
correct.
That North Central Stadium arena is going to be packed.
Hendricks clears the net. Nice up by Hendricks. Bartz. Left side, over the top. Hendricks with the up. Sets up Bartz. Good pass from the Bick. Long rally continues. Bartz falling away. Flick up Delgado. Far side. All Morales gets it blocked back. Delgado again. All Morales hits the pin. A long rally. You thought, man, this might come up red. Instead, it comes up Firebird black. A rare mistake. 2 out of the 6 points for Carthage, Justin, have been All Morales errors.
Very uncharacteristic there, but the Firebirds will take it as that one sails far.
Hendricks pushes a bit far, and that is a situation. If you think about the service error numbers we had earlier in the contest, they have come to a grinding halt for Carthage that plagued them in set 1. Hendricks! Crisp passing from the back row, and Schweitzer delivers.
I figure that's 20, at least 22 service errors. Obviously, for those just tuning in or
Yeah.
not keeping live track of our live stats went down at 21-16 in set number 4 due to a power issue after a player ran into the scores table.
Good hustle by Carthage, but North Central crisp hitting back to within 3. Teams will switch sides at 8. Deep breath serving Chris Machdell.
Maury a little gingerly getting up there. KK for checking, he seems all right.
Machdell. Oh, doing the Bartz man, switching sides 8-4. Carthage up. Perfect timing, you could say, for North Central. It's a short but glorified timeout. Maybe they can force another service error for the Firebirds.
Absolutely, and this has been, what more could you have asked for tonight in this one? Back and forth the whole way.
Nothing.
Now I'm not sure what, something seems off.
Well, again, the scoreboard works, live stats is down. Maybe they're just confirming timeouts or substitutions. We now have coming into the game Cooper Cantrell. So Cantrell, the middle blocking freshman out of Wauwatosa. Why is that a strategic move? Mitchell Hester, I believe, has subbed into the game for North Central. Height versus height.
Yeah, Cantwell just 4 blocks on the year, but the size matchup favors him here.
Cantwell, it rolls back, that's 4 hits. Cantwell doesn't make contact, doesn't need to. 9-4. Maury at the line. Minder, stick around for the postgame show. Head coach Key Kafer will join us in the booth to dissect a thriller in Kenosha. Maury with the beautiful up. Bartz over the top, but just out of play. The opportunity was there, just pulled it a bit far.
Emmerich back in now for Cantwell, going back with the heavy hitter. Morales at the line, 9-5.
Conversation key K from the R2. Serving, nobody else you want at the line. All Morales floats it with the left hand, overpass, down, kill. 8-4, 9-6. Another point, Justin, maybe you see Carthage use the timeout. A crucial point in the sequence here. 9:30 on the dot, Central Standard Time. Maury. Oh, it's an up. It's an up. Thought it cleared. Overpass. Bartz over the top to Brown. Poking. Playing. Hendricks. Brown with a good dig again. All Morales double tip, and that's a back row.
Heiss is going to sub out here for the
Indeed.
freshman Ryan Monahan, who we mentioned earlier.
Yes, we
came
did.
on strong to start his collegiate career, and we
Yes,
haven't
he
really
did.
seen him much as of late. But he's going to sub in for Heiss here.
Maybe to give a different look. Maury.
Call in the net against Carthage. Keith Kafer takes a timeout. The 9-8 our score. Carthage holds on to a 1-point lead in set number 5.
It was 8-4 at the switch, Justin. And what did I say? Watch out for this unofficial timeout. North Central has taken advantage of each and every timeout this evening, and they have done nothing but go on a 4-1 run against Carthage. Hold on to your butts. Wow.
You can tell
And
this-
it's diversified. It's not just one thing. It's not just one player. It's not just, McEachern. He hasn't been a factor in the fifth. All Morales started out a kind of slow. It is a diversified approach for North Central.
And it's paying dividends here. We're going to see what Coach Keith Kafer has up his sleeve. You see on the sidelines, Monahan's been stretching and warming up during the timeout. He was not thinking he was heading into this game anytime soon.
Well, you got to note, you got Schweitzer and Heiss both on the bench. Rare when both of those gentlemen are, or at least one of those gentlemen is not on the court.
And just to see Heiss subbed out in a situation like this, it's going to be very interesting to see what the mindset is here.
Maury back to Bartz, sails it. We're tied at 9.
Keith Kafer must be out of challenges here. I must have miscounted on the ones he's gotten wrong.
Tied at 9. The freshman powers through. Subs out with the salute. 10-9 your score. Bart's at the service line.
Heiss back in the game now, so it had to have been some sort of side out look Keith Kafer was seeing.
The back set. Lefty over the top. Bart's bump. Back set. Switching left hand to right hand. Pass was too close to the net. Cardinals double blocked near side by Heiss. Double block again. No touch. Heiss pulled down the hands.
High IQ volleyball. We said it before. I'll say it again. Ben Heiss goes up for the block and reads the angle the arm's coming at and drops his hands down. The ball sails right where his hands would have been and sails out of here. 2-point lead for the Birds. Forces a final timeout out of North Central.
Wow. Now, what did we say at the last break? Every time there's a timeout, North Central comes out and finds a little bit of groove. this could be that circumstance. This is it, Justin. Timeouts are out. Challenges are out. Put everybody to bed. It will end here. Carthage needs 4, but North Central down 8-4, found their way back already in this set.
This game has been everything we could have asked for tonight. 25-19, North Central takes 1. Carthage bounces back 25-21, 25-17. Then North Central stays alive with a 25-23 fourth set. Carthage goes up 8-4 at the flip in set 5. North Central bounces back to tie it at 9, and a 2-0 run for the Firebirds has us at 11-9. Call your sons, call your daughters, call your friends, call your neighbors. We got a showdown here in Tarble.
I don't want to ever say we were right or wrong about anything, but you felt in warm-ups, man, North Central swinging hard. Man, they're swinging accurately. This one has a chance. It has lived up to the hype. 4 aces, 17 kills, 11 digs for the Barts. Does he have another one in him? The answer, yes. Another ace for Barts. 3-point lead for Carthage. They need 3 to bring it home. Post-game show, J.W. Kiefer following the contest. Barts fouls the ace, looks for the right line, can't quite get it to stay in. Can North Central find one more run? Substitution coming in, Connor Davis, the 6'6" middle blocker out of Carmel, Indiana. They are going big to finish out the 5th set. Service error. McEachern pushes it far. Ruben Emmerich, our player to watch, Justin. Does he have one more killer serve in him? Bit to the left. Past 2 serves for the Firebirds have been too far. Emmerich subs out. Mallory in the back row. Carthage needs 2 to shut the door. North Central needs 2 to tie, must win by 2. We're in the 5th. Back set. Free ball. Can Carthage take advantage? Maury off the right. Solar plexus. All Morales. Kolwitz comes in for what could be the final serve of the match. Birds battle back and forth. Who will fly high this Wednesday evening in Kenosha? The longest match we've had this season, Justin.
Ethan Sprague in the front row. Moving to the right side for the Firebirds. Tarble on their feet.
Kolwitz had the side spin off the lefty, tried to slice it, sliced too far to play. The last 3 serves for the Firebirds, service errors. Angelo Delgado, a chance to keep the Cardinals alive. Floats it for safety. The overpass. Maury pokes it up left hand. Far side. Hendricks. Who else? Owen Hendricks. 15-12, and the Carthage College Firebirds winning a thriller.
Everything we could have asked for tonight. I don't think anyone expected this match to be this entertaining nor this close for the #1 team in the country. But the Firebirds find a way to win. 15-12 in set number 5. We saw it all in this one. Good offense, good defense, bad defense. Broken tables. Challenges, yellow cards, a partridge in a pear tree, what have you.
Everything was hit on the bingo card. We will take a timeout. When we come back, Who knows what to expect with J.W. Kiefer? Relaxed, relieved, hyped, all of the above. We'll be back on the CCIW Network. And welcome into the post-game show on the CCIW Network. Firebirds win in 5 in the Battle of the Birds. Coach, one of the most dramatic, emotional wins I think I've seen here in years for a regular season contest. My goodness, it took everything you guys had.
Yeah, it felt like that match took 3.5 hours, to be
Yeah,
honest
we're
with you.
close.
It probably was close to 3. With the challenge system and challenge review system, we got to. It's nice that we have it. Just like it's not the most perfect, quick thing on planet Earth, so just those challenges took a long time. Julie Voigt and Jim Arts did a great job trying to manage the match with how long those challenges went. I really appreciate their time being here, all the refs. They do a great job. So, it just took a long time to get through that one. And it was just a barn burner, man. Like, really good volleyball on both sides of the net. That North Central team just doesn't give up. They dig so many volleyballs and bring them back. And, I just don't think we were clean today. And, we can acknowledge that. That wasn't our best, level of volleyball. I think our offense was somewhere in the 200s when it's normally in the 400s. So, I don't have any stats today. It was all kind of beat up. So, we don't have the numbers, but we can talk about what we remember. And I think, that's the biggest part of today is trying to scrap through a win when we don't quite have our best. And I'm really proud of us because, we talked about in the locker room, you're not going to win a national championship if you can't scrap through a mediocre day, right? You got to win a couple matches like this. And the last time we had a mediocre day, we lost in 5 to Santa Cruz. Yeah. And so, to be able to scrap through it and get that win in a big moment, it shows the growth of this volleyball team, I think. It shows where we've gotten to as a team is to play stone cold medium but believe and to keep the pressure on and to bring Carthage volleyball at you all the time and take high hands rips is awesome. Owen Hendricks with a massive swing, high hands to end the match at 14-12, I think that was. Yeah. Obviously, it's a big moment going into 14-13, so big rip by him to go win it. He didn't blink. He didn't go off speed. He went had the crap out of it up high at the hands. Ryan Monahan off the bench in that really long, weird rally that's not a great set, 5-6 feet off the net, and he takes a high hands rip off the net to get us going in a big moment. I think that was 9-8 or 9-9 maybe. We needed that point. And then we go right into row 2, and I think Bartz rips off 2 big serves to get us that lead again that ended up winning the match. So Ryan Bartz was incredible from the baseline today. I just think his consistent service pressure from set 1 through set 5 is really impressive. Yeah. He was really impressive offensively today. We got to go back and take a look at some film there. They always defend us differently than everybody else, and I'm not quite sure what it is, and that's confusing for me. They do some different stuff to our offense that I don't know what it is. So we're going to go back and take a look. I'm not sure if it's personnel-based or rotational-based. We're going to take a look and see what we can do to try to be better against them next time offensively. I was really proud of the way Austin Mallory passed the ball high throughout that match. Really great job by him. Owen Hendricks was just a rockin' serve receive like he always is. High off the net where we can go make plays. Hudson Schweitzer came through in set 5 with some big swings. Ruben Emmerich, just a great leader for us. I think he had a big rip early in set 5 to get us a lead there that we kind of gave back, but we were able to get a lead there early from his service pressure. Joe Kolwitz kind of moving from serving for Hudson to serve for Ben there, really ripping off some points in big moments. And then, Ryan Kelly was, finding a way to score points there from the baseline for us in rotation 6. So I thought we got better as that match went on. We almost got it done in 4. That was a really great run there late set 4 to get it back. Just didn't make plays that we usually make. And then, we came together as a unit and communicated well, calmly, and a little more disciplined in 1 set 5.
Set 1 kind of seemed a little bit more tense than usual, making some mistakes that the team doesn't typically make. What was the message in between sets 1 and 2 to kind of hit the reset button and then go and hit 4-24 in set 2 and 4-29 in set 3?
We were really undisciplined today. We didn't run the scout in set 1 at all. We just did whatever we wanted to. We didn't do a great job of setting the Carthage offense in set 1. We didn't serve the ball well. We didn't attack the ball well. We didn't set the ball well. We didn't do anything well in set 1. And that's really untypical for us to not be running a scout really well and be in the right spots. And we were super undisciplined today. In every phase of the game, undisciplined today. And it allowed a team that, again, credit to North Central, they played unreal defense, but it allowed them to hang around in some moments where they probably shouldn't have been hanging around. I thought we looked mentally tired. and exhausted. We looked physically okay, but mentally tired and exhausted, and it led to just being super undisciplined all match long, where we were just giving away points for no reason the entire match. So, you know, we got to be better in terms of doing the little things the right way. But again, I thought we did down the stretch. Offensively, we were really good in 2 and 3. That's Carthage Volleyball. We passed the ball really, really well, which is what allowed us to be good offensively in 2 and 3. And just some overpasses in weird moments in 4 and 5 to kind of keep that close. So, yeah, we made some good adjustments throughout the match. I thought we ended up getting to a good spot. We just got to be more disciplined and do the little things the right way, like we have all season. So, you know, like I said, there's going to be a match or two where you're not very good. You got to find a way to win, and that's the positive. This team fights. They believe in each other. They celebrate each other. They have fun while they're playing volleyball, and they find ways to win, man. And I think that's what a national championship team does.
Now, you mentioned Ryan Monahan coming in set 5, crucial kill there. Subbed him out, subbed Ben Heiss out for him, the true freshman. Take us through your mindset there. You're kind of letting North Central was on a run. You need a side out. What was going through your mind to go to the true freshman in that spot?
Yeah, we were just really bad in rotation 1 all match. Really bad. It's been one of our better rotations, actually, rotation 1. You got Barton and Ben Heisen up there, which is two of your better attackers, 2 of the best attackers in the country, right? So it should be a good rotation for us. It has been all season, and we were just bad in rotation 1 all match today. So, you know, it's not Ben's normal pin. He's left-handed hitting the left, which is hard. It's not Bart's normal pin, right-handed hitting the right, which is hard. So, you know, Ben took a couple out of system swings, but he just doesn't – it's hard being left-handed into a double to really find the range. He kind of needs that in-system ball. So, you know, it's not depth unless you use it. And Ryan Monahan, all of our left sides are special, man. And Ryan Monahan is one of the best and going to be one of the best in the country. Already is one of the best in the country with the plethora of pins we have. And so, like, I'm not worried about Ryan Monahan in a big moment. He's earned it. He takes big swings. He's going to be really special for us as a Firebird through his future. And just to get an actual outside hitter on the left pin to try to get us out of system situation if it happened again, and it did. And Monahan believed in himself and took a big rip. It was cool.
No rest for the weary. Loris this weekend. What's the next few days going to look like, Coach?
Yeah, like I said, we look mentally tired today, so you know we'll take some time to do some mobility. We'll be in the gym a little bit again, but we're not going to grind out a practice today or tomorrow and see what we're going to do on Friday. A lot of time on the scout. Loris running a different lineup now. They have Nolan Kreischild back on the right. He's one of the best players in the conference, one of the best players in the country. Along with those 2 middle hitters are 2 of the best in the country. So we got our work cut out for us. It's a different Loris team that we were able to win here, and that road trip is hard. To drive all the way out to Dubuque, 3.5 hours to be able to take that road trip and be good off the bus is hard. But it's Loris. It's one of our rivalry matches for us, so we're going to be ready to go. And we'll take a good scout out there, and we'll play our tails off. We got a lot to play for, and what's fun is this team doesn't feel that pressure. This team has fun in those moments, and we believe in ourselves. We trust in ourselves. We're going to go make some plays in big moments. Just we're going to win sets, and so really proud of us and how we play for each other, how much fun we have together from the bench to the court, and how much we believe in big moments we're going to go find ways to win.
Coach, this was a fun one. Glad we came away with a win.
Yeah, sorry for keeping everybody up late, everybody. Glad we could find the win. Go Birds. Thanks,
All
guys.
right, thanks, Coach. Again, a win in 5 here on the CCIW Network. Justin, let's talk through just some of we don't necessarily have the final numbers, but with that being said, I'll expound on what Coach said. What did you take away from what he had to say?
I think he hit it on the head. It wasn't the cleanest game for him, but if you want to win a national championship, you have to find a way to win, even when it's not your best night, and they found a way to win on their not-so-good night.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they've gotten 5 sweeps in a row coming into this, and I believe 12 total on the year. Championship teams got to be able to win in 3, in 4, or in 5, and they found a way to tonight after coming up short, like Coach Kiekever said, against Santa Cruz in their last attempt to go 5 earlier this season.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the upcoming CCIW schedule, just because primarily we don't have the final stats to do what happened. So we'll go through the schedule tomorrow. Softball versus Concordia. Maybe? Possibly?
Maybe. We'll see.
But what we are told is going to happen, the ice has been cleared. 5 o'clock, women's lacrosse versus Marion. I'll be on that call Saturday. Women's lacrosse versus MSOE at 1. Baseball, North Park at 1. Softball versus Lake Forest doubleheader. First starts at 1. And then next Wednesday, men's lacrosse versus Kalamazoo. Women's lacrosse versus UW Stevens Point. And I believe we have volleyball next Wednesday. Well, we'll say that one too. North Park versus Carthage here at Kenosha, all upcoming on the new CCIW Network. We want to thank you for being with us this Wednesday night in Kenosha. For executive producer and MacGyver, I told you, look it up, Mike MacGyver Love, producer John Voinovich, as well as the rest of the staff and the crew, director Addison, graphics Cameron, camera Logan Riley, best of the best in the CCIWA fully student-produced broadcast. This program has been a presentation of Firebird Broadcast Productions, Carthage College, copyright 2026. Once again, for Justin Coorigan, I'm Peter Ferreri. In the Battle of the Birds, Carthage wins in 5. Have a good night, everybody.